So the fateful day has come where this thing is officially dead. So obviously there's some good parts on it. I'm gonna part out, like, and the taillights I know are worth some money. I actually had the STSV hood and the STSV front bumper on my regular base STS because the guy before me who rebuilt it after the accident it was in put STSV front parts on it. So those are probably worth some money. But other than that, I really don't think there's much to this car. It's not worth saving. Transmission shot. You put 2 quarts of oil every 1,000 miles in the motor. The motor is shot. And the back end, it looks good from the outside, but underneath the rust is starting to get to the back end. So, not worth saving. So if you guys have any ideas on what I should do to it, leave those in the comments below, because I could do kind of a whistling diesel copycat video. I mean, we have an excavator. Just saying. Or if you guys don't want to see any of that, I could just take it right to the junkyard the way it is. So let me know in the comments below what we should do to it. Anyways, it is very cold outside. It's like -10 right now. It's supposed to be like -30 tomorrow. But I'm going to pick up my new vehicle. So my new vehicle is located in North Dakota, and we are in southern Minnesota. So we have a 6.5 hour drive ahead of us. So leaving here tonight, we'll pick up tomorrow. So I'm not gonna spoil what it is yet, but I'm pretty excited. But in the meantime, I need to take some stuff out of my Cadillac. Yeah, we replaced the transmission fluid, and it got me to and from college once, but on the way back, it was really starting to not act right again. I don't really trust it anymore. So a couple things. I would really like this. This basically converts any stereo into hands-free, and I need proof of insurance in case I get pulled over tomorrow on my drive home. There it is. Okay. See you sometime later, because we got a long drive. Well, it's the next day. We made it as far as Watertown last night, which is about 3 hours for us. And now we had another 3.5 hours this morning. We're probably down to 2.5 now. We got up around 6, got on the road by 6:30 probably. 6:45 maybe?
Before that.
6:15. We're making pretty good time, especially in South Dakota when you can go 80 miles per hour, 85 on the interstate, and 70, 75 everywhere else. You make pretty good time. So we're on our way to Strasburg, North Dakota to pick up this vehicle. So it's actually it's a dealership that does salvage title vehicles. So they buy wrecked vehicles, they either sell them wrecked or they fix them and sell them. This one has been fixed. And so yeah, really good price. I found it before class yesterday, and right after class I called the dealership. I asked some questions about it. I called Dad, told him about it, and then I called him back and told him I'd take it. It was probably like a 10-minute decision, so I hope it's as nice as they say it is. We'll see here in a couple hours.
Yep. Warm day. Not a hot day.
I don't think I turned the camera on fast enough. Dad just said if it was 100 degrees warmer outside, it would be a warm day, not a hot day. And he's right. It's -22 degrees Fahrenheit outside. It's supposed to get to like -30.
We hit -30 here.
But we did hit -30 on the way up.
Half hour ago.
Yeah, it's -30. You know it's cold when you walk outside and your sinuses freeze?
No wind though, that's
yeah. Little update, we made it to Harrod, South Dakota at the Superstop gas station, which, by the way, if you're ever traveling through northern South Dakota, or North Dakota for that matter, I guess I've never really been in North Dakota, but you have to plan your route with gas stations. There's no gas stations. We've been driving for like an hour and a half. This is the first gas station we came upon. And of course, we're in my dad's supercharged Bonneville, and you need to run premium fuel in supercharged cars, and there is no premium fuel here. So we put 87 octane in, and I guess we're just gonna take it easy. Hope for the best. Most of the times, gas stations that don't have premium fuel have octane booster inside, but they did not have any octane booster either. But they did have ham, egg, and cheese croissants and Rice Krispie bars, so that's a positive. We made it. what, 6.5 hours of driving?
Something like that.
And it's 9:42, so by the time I get my vehicle and drive home, it'll be probably dark. We're close to it. That's a day gone, but Ken's Auto Repairable Vehicles. Let's go see it. Well, I picked it up. It wasn't quite as nice as I said it was, but still pretty nice. Got them talked down $700. And I'm not gonna show you it yet because I'm gonna stop in Brookings on the way home and go through the whole overview. But just a little sneak peek of what it is. I think it's pretty obvious. Well, I know what you're probably thinking. Carson, you said you would never buy a pickup again. Actually, not again. We said you weren't gonna buy a pickup. And, well, I did say that. And unknowns to me at the time, I was a liar. So this is my new, to me, 2013 Chevy Silverado 1500. Yeah, I can't believe it either. So I've been driving all day, but I thought, what not a better spot to stop and show you guys this than in Brookings, where I go to college, right in front of our new AST ABE Prague building, or the Raven building as they're calling it. And wow, is that a pretty building. Next year, all of our ag programs will be moved into that building, so very exciting. But anyways, yeah, 2013 Silverado has 88,000 miles on it. It is, actually it came from Washington State, so it has no rust. In fact, I asked for a creeper from the dealership, and I rolled underneath it, and it was absolutely beautiful. Last year, it had a rear-end collision, so it had a new bumper replaced, new tailgate, and this fender's new. So I know for a fact this fender won't rust for a long time, which is a very common issue with these trucks. And for the fact that it was in Washington for, you know, until last year, I can guarantee you this one probably won't rust for a long time either. I'm not gonna take the taillights off and look into and see if there's any rust starred inside, but I highly doubt there is. So when it comes to picking cars, I'm kind of like Ed Bullion from VinWiki. I like the nicest examples with the worst stories. So this one, like I said, it was out of Washington, but then after the wreck, it went to Oklahoma, and then West Virginia, and then New Mexico, all in about a span of, I don't know, 3-4 months, according to the Carfax. And then it went to North Dakota where I bought it. But I've been driving it all day, and it's smooth, it's warm, it's quiet, it's comfortable. I couldn't be happier. Well, I moved because I was kind of in a no parking zone, so I'm on this side of the new ag building now, or the new Raven building. Actually, it's pretty neat. I don't know if you can see it, but it has those big, huge garage doors in the back. So there's actually like classrooms where we were able to drive tractors into and have like seating around the tractor. It's supposed to be really cool. I'm super excited. But anyways, so this truck, it's not perfect. I mean, it's a 2013. As far as 2013s go with 88,000 miles, this thing is beautiful. I mean, it has little scratches here and there. No major dings though. I'm kind of surprised. I don't think there's any dents on it that I've seen. Basically the only big issue, not big issue, but one of the only issues is the fuel door is bent a little bit, which whoop-de-doo. There was something else too. Oh, tow mirrors. Yeah, they're going. Tow mirrors do not belong on a 1500. I am for sure getting half-ton mirrors. But other than that, like the damage, or like damages on the vehicle, very little. I mean, there's scuffs, don't get me wrong, but I mean, that's probably like the worst scuff right there. That's not even bad. Has a chrome rims, has running boards, has mud flaps all the way around, has a bug guard. Back in high school, I had a 2012 Silverado, almost identical to this, just red. And I did not have a bug guard. And let me tell you, the bugs that hit the windshield, nuts. Oh yeah, and it's an LTZ too. So leather interior, heated seats. And all because it was a salvage title, I got a heck of a deal on it. But a couple weird things about this pickup. Even though it's an LTZ, it didn't come with a brake controller. So it has an aftermarket brake controller on it, which, as long as it has a brake controller, I guess I don't really care. And also, even though it's an LTZ, it didn't come factory with a backup camera. So it has an aftermarket one on, which works, but it's not quite as clear as the stock one from factory. But yeah, overall, I'm really happy with it so far. Hopefully it ends up being a nice pickup for me. So it's 5:30. I have about a 2-hour drive home, and I picked up some oil and an oil filter, because in my mind, every time you buy a used vehicle, the first thing you should do is do an oil change, so that way you know where you're at, and you can track, see if there's any oil consumption or any oil leaks a lot easier. So, I'm gonna head home. See you in a little bit. Well, I brought the truck in to get warmed up and let me change oil on it. So, when I was in Brookings, I bought an AC Delco oil filter because, well, I really didn't want to drive all the way across town to get a Wix or Napa one. But I came back home and I was going through an old filter drawer, and it turns out I still have some filters left from my 2012 back in high school. In fact, it even says right on there, 2012 Silverado. Plus my brother's pickup. I like my Napa filters. Also, don't mind that little puddle of transmission fluid there. That is not from the pickup. My Cadillac was sitting here before the pickup was, and apparently the transmission was puking oil for the past week while I was sitting here. Yeah, I could barely get the thing to move. Good thing I bought this. Alright, well, oil level is good. I started up. I'll let it sit overnight. I'll check it again in the morning. But lastly, and definitely most least, you gotta put the little sticker up in the corner of your window, so that way you know when to change oil next. By the way, you guys can get these things on eBay. I think I got a 30 pack for $3. They're not actually adhesive. They're just static cling to the window, and they work amazing. Well, I've been driving it for a couple days now, and all I can say is I'm very happy. But this is about the end of the video. But stay tuned for next week, because next week we're going to be putting the Demco side tanks on the 9570 RT, plus a big announcement next week. Hint, hint. I'll see you then.